Okay, we're going to solve a rational inequality by multiplying by the lowest common denominator. The first thing I need to do is put all my fractions on one side so I can make it less than or greater than to 0. So I'm going to do that first. So I've got 4 over 3x plus 7 over x. And then I'm going to minus this from both sides. So this is going to be less than 0. So I'm going to look now at my lowest common denominator. And I can see there isn't a common factor. So my lowest common denominator is 3x, x, and 9. So I'm going to multiply everything on the numerator by my lowest common denominator. So here we have 4 over 3x. And if I multiply this by 3x, x by 9, you will see that the 3x's simplify. So I need to multiply only by 9x. So I'm going to do that. So I have 4, and I'm just going to multiply that. I've got 3x, so I'm going to multiply by 9x. My second, 7, I have x on the denominator, so I don't need to multiply by x. I'm just going to multiply by 3x times 9, which is 27x. Now I have minus 5 over 9. Now the 9 will simplify, so I just need to multiply this by 3x squared. And I can go ahead and simplify. So I have, or distribute, so it's going to be 36x plus 189x minus 15x squared, and this is less than 0. So I should put the less than 0 there as well. So this is what we have. So if I simplify further, 36 plus 189, that's going to be 225x minus 15x squared is less than 0. So I'm going to factor by 15x. So this goes into that 15 times, and 15x, this would just be x, and this is less than 0. So I know that 15x is less than 0, and 15 minus x is less than 0. So if I simplify this further, that's 15 is less than x, or I can say x is greater than 15. So this one here, we have x is going to be divided by 15, so it's just 0. So x is less than 0, and x is greater than 15. So we just need to test these values. So I'm going to draw myself a line. So we are here, and we have, there's our values. So this is our line here. But we are saying that the values are actually this way. This is 15, and this is 0. So we need to test a value from each of the areas. So we need to choose a test value for here, a test value for here, and a test value for here. So I'm going to choose minus 1. And for this area, I'm going to choose 4. And for this area, I'm going to choose 20. So these are my values I'm going to use to test. So let's check. So first of all, let's use minus 1 in the original equation. So we have 4 divided by 3 minus 1 plus 7 divided by minus 1, and that's less than 5 over 9. So 4 divided by 3 minus 2, 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 3 multiplied by minus 1 is minus 3, plus 7 over minus 1. And we need to put them over the same denominator. So I'll put them over 9. So that would be minus 12 over 9, minus 63 over 9, and 5 over 9. So we can say that minus 12 minus 63 is minus 75 over 9, and yes, that is less. So that is correct. So let's have a look at 4. So we're going to check minus 4. So this is the area we want for it to be negative, not to work. So 4 divided by 3, 4. 7 divided by 4, and that's less than 5 over 9. So 4 over 12 plus 7 over 4 and 5 over 9. We need to find the lowest common denominator. So we've got here, this is going to be 36. So over 36, that's going to be 12 over 36. 9763 over 36. And 20 over 36. So 12 plus 63 is not, so that's 75. That is not equal to 20 over, or not correct. So it is not, I should say 4, not minus 4, sorry. 4. And now we're going to check with 20. So we got 4 over 20, 7 over 20, and is that less than? Okay, so this is 3 multiplied by 20. So we've got 4 over 60. And we're going to, so 7 over 20 and 5 over 9. We need a lowest common multiple. So that's going to be 180. So we have 12 over 180 plus 63 over 180. And that would be 100 over 180. So 75 over 180 is less than 100 over 80. So yes, that is correct. So we can say that we have proved that x is less than 0. And we can say that x is greater than 15. So we need to write this. So we can write it by here. So we said x is less than 0 and x is greater than 15. Okay, so we have another question here. So we're going to rearrange it. So we have 5x plus 6 5x, and we're going to bring over the minus 2/3 so we can put it all greater than 0. So looking for the lowest common denominator, I can see that that's going to be x, 5x, and we've got 3. So we're going to multiply the equation by, so 5, I've already got an x, so I'm going to multiply this by 5x and 3, which is 15x. And 6, I've already got a 5x, so I'm going to multiply this by 3x. And then minus 2, there's already a 3, so I'm going to multiply this by 5x squared. And this is greater than 0. So I'm just going to distribute. So 5 times 15, 75x. 6 times 3 is 18x. And we have minus 10x squared, and this is greater than 0. So collecting my like terms, 75 and 18, that's going to be 93x. Minus 10x squared is greater than 0. So now I'm going to factor. So I'm going to factor by x. So this is going to leave me with 93 minus 10x, and that is greater than 0. So now I can say x is greater than 0. And I can say 93 minus 10x is greater than 0. So if I add 10x to both sides, I'd have 93 is greater than 10x. And so dividing both sides by 10. So we have x is less than 9.3. So let's just write it the other way around. So x is less than 9.3. So I can say, well, before I can say anything, I need to test and check. So I'm going to draw my number line. So I'm saying that x is greater than 0. So there's my 0. And there's my 9.3. So this is my line here. So I am saying that x is in between these lines. So I'm going to test my values. So I need to choose a value in each area. So we'll choose a minus value. So we'll choose -1. Choose a positive value of 1. And we'll choose a value of 10, which is larger than 9.3. So let's test -1 first. Into the original equation. So we have 5 divided by -1 plus 6 divided by 5 times -1. I want to see if this is greater than 2/3. So we have -5. So -5 over, leave it as 5 over 1. Plus 6 over minus, so this plus is going to become a minus. So this is a minus. 5 times -1 is 5. And then we want to see if this is greater than 2/3. Now we need to make them over the same denominator. So I'm going to choose 15. So to do that, 5, if it's 15, so that's going to be 75 over 15. This would be 18 over 15. And we want to see if minus 75 over 15 minus 18 is actually greater than 2/3. Well, it's negative, so it's not. So it cannot be, it's not going to be -1. So let's test our value with 1. So test with 1. So we have 5 divided by 1, 6 divided by 5 times 1, and see if this is greater than 2/3. So 5 over 1, 6 over 5, and again we need to put them over a common denominator, so we'll put them over 15. So 75 over 15 plus 18 over 15, and then 5 times, that's going to be 10 over 15. We can see straight away that this, yes, it is more. So that works. So now we need to test the last one, which is 10. So 5 divided by 10 plus 6 divided by 5 times 10. and we want to see if this is greater than 2/3. So 5/10 plus 6/50 and 2/3. So our lowest common multiple this time is going to be 150. So this is going to be times 15, so that's 75/150, 18/150, and 50 times 2 is 100/150. So 1893/150 is not greater, so that doesn't work. So we know that the area we have, it works, it is within this limit. So we can say that our value, so x, is actually greater than 0 and it's less than 9.3.